What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Paddy Pimblett shuts down UFC 319 rumor and sends warning to Ilia Topuria. Earlier in the week, Dricus du Plessis revealed that Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje were set to co-headline the UFC 319 card in August. The news quickly went viral as members of the MMA community began to share their predictions. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. However, according to Paddy the Baddy, there's no chance he fights in August. In a post on social media on Tuesday, Pimblett shot down the rumor. "Yous are mad if you think I'm fighting in August." Although he didn't shoot down a fight with Gaethje entirely, considering how much weight the streaking Scouser has to cut to make 155, it sounds like the UFC 319 card, which is just over 6 weeks away, is out of the question. Of course, it remains unclear whether Justin Gaethje is willing to accept anything less than a title fight. After Ali Abdelaziz said that Gaethje may retire if he doesn't get a title fight, the highlight played coy about his future, saying that he will fight again, but it has to be against a champion. In the meantime, as he looks to secure his own title fight, Pimblett sent some shots at Ilia Topuria during an appearance on Eric Nixick's podcast.
Dana wanted an insurance decision, but I think it's the only fight to make. You know what I mean? We haven't seen two people genuinely dislike each other since Conor Khabib. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's always dead cordial and alright, where I hate him. I absolutely hate him. Like, I want to inflict pain on his life. You know what I mean? I'd like that fight to go 4 minutes 50 seconds into the 5th round, and I've landed 907 elbows and I've disfigured his face. You know what I mean? I don't want a quick knockout. I want to put him through pain.
According to Michael Bisping, a fight between the two is almost certainly a lock for the November card at Madison Square Garden. During a recent video for his YouTube channel, he explained, "All of those questions will be answered when they fight at Madison Square Garden. You can bet your bottom dollar on it. I almost guarantee it, because I don't know. Who knows what the UFC has planned? Maybe they've got some surprise up their sleeve. But I can 99.999% say Paddy Pimblett, Ilia Topuria, they will be fighting at Madison Square Garden." Based on his recent comments, Ilia Topuria is already on board. Jamahal Hill breaks silence on Khalil Rountree loss. Last night, Jamahal Hill finally decided to break his silence on his loss to Khalil Rountree at UFC Baku. During his YouTube video, Hill talked about not being 100% and said that the MMA community is overlooking the injuries and challenges he had to face recently. Hill also talked about not taking care of his body in between camps as well. Here's what Hill had to say during his YouTube video, and make sure to check out his YouTube channel for more content.
But to be honest, I haven't been on my level now for quite some time. I think that people severely underestimate the injuries that I've dealt with and the things and the challenges that I've had to overcome with that. An Achilles tear to an athlete is a career ender. It's a career ender in a lot of cases. And then you compile that with the injuries that I've also dealt with, the tears to the knees from trying to come back and force my way back. Before injuries and anything, I was a natural. I'm a natural talent. To say things came naturally to me. I could hang around outside of camp, you know what I mean, eat, do things the way that I wanted to do them, and just hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. My work and my output has to go up. To work harder, I have to grind harder. I've entered my last 3 camps at the lowest was maybe 260 pounds. This last camp, when I started, I was about maybe 265 pounds. That goes into that work. I have to be better. I have to be better there with how I take care of my body, how I work to improve and stay sharp with my body and with my skills. I will be on that. For now, I'm gonna take the time that I need to make sure that I can get my injuries, focus on my injuries, give them the time that they need to get them back to strength and back to feeling like me again.
What are your thoughts on Hill's comments? Let us know in the comments below. Caio Borralho predicts Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis. When Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev step into the octagon in Chicago, Illinois on August 16th, Caio Borralho will be keeping a close eye on how things play out. With just over 6 weeks to go until fight night, Borralho spoke with MMA Junkie about the middleweight title fight, explaining that while Chimaev may have the edge early on, the longer the fight goes, the better things will likely go for Dricus du Plessis. It's a hard question. I always pick against Dricus, and he always shut my mouth. He's doing very good. He's the champion, but Khamzat is a tough fight for everyone. I think this fight can be as fast as the Whitaker fight. Like, he can finish Dricus really fast. But past the first 2 rounds, the fight gets better for Dricus. So I'm not picking anyone, but that's the way I see the fight going. With his #1 contender fight against Nasruddin Imavov set to take place just 3 weeks later, Borralho is hopeful that a win will secure him a bout with the winner of the UFC 319 title fight. Arman Tsarukyan says Ilia Topuria is easier than Charles Oliveira. Although Ilia Topuria shocked the world with a first-round knockout win against Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan thinks that Topuria is an easier opponent for him than Bronx was. On Tuesday, the streaking contender spoke with Daniel Cormier in a video for the former champion's YouTube channel.
I'm gonna strike him, I'm gonna kick him. I watched his first fight and he was wrestling a little bit. He got tired so much. And he never fought with wrestlers like me. Bruce Mitchell, or what's his name? Bruce?
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell, he's the worst fighter in 145. He took him down and like hold him from the crazy position. I can tell he's not high level. I mean, it's not WWE. I can't wait to show like everybody. I'll send Topuria back to top 15 pound for pound. For me, it's easier to fight Topuria than Oliveira.
Despite that, Tsarukyan does believe that Topuria deserved to dethrone Islam Makhachev as the pound-for-pound king. He deserves to be number one. He's a two-division champion. He knocked out the GOATs. Like, he went in there and knocked out Charles Oliveira in the first round. Ali Abdelaziz, however, disagrees. In a post on social media, he argued Makhachev's case. The real pound-for-pound king beat Prime Volk on a 22-fight win streak, beat Prime Oliveira on a 12-fight win streak. Although there's no telling who Tsarukyan will fight next, the number 2 ranked contender took some shots at both Topuria and Dan Hooker on social media, prompting a response from the Hangman on Tuesday. "You're a human, side note, number 1 contender no one gives a about." During the aforementioned episode of the Verse Us podcast, Paddy Pimblett weighed in on the Topuria-Oliveira fight, questioning the game plan of Oliveira.
I really like Charles, but what the was that game plan, lad? You know what I mean? Stand in front of him and get punched in the face. First 20 seconds he did a little bit, teeped him, leg kicked, and I was thinking, oh, we could be in for a tough night for Topuria, and then Charles got it once and just started swinging with him. But when he was walking out, I did turn to Graham and say, he looks nervous.
Yeah.
And when Ilia walked out, he was just smiling. I don't know what, as I say, I'd love to know what their game plan was, because that was just, like, it was half embarrassing. What are you doing just standing in the middle and swinging punches with him when he's a top-class boxer and he's got power? It's just, it blew my mind at how stupid he could be after, it was his 47th pro fight.
Yeah. And
he was going in there like an amateur.
Given all the activity at 155, it's safe to say the lightweight division may very well be the most exciting in the UFC. Israel Adesanya checks a fan for Jon Jones' comment. While at one point in time, Israel Adesanya and Jon Jones had a bitter rivalry, the two eventually wound up squashing things. On the heels of Jones' retirement, Izzy was quick to check a fan who tried to throw shade at Jones during a meet and greet at the UFC's annual Fan Expo.
Hey Izzy, you say Jon Jones?
Wait, look at me. No, that's rude. Why would I say Jon Jones? Me and we had people. Even though he's going through some stuff, I don't like to kick a man when he's down. Because he's going through a hard time right now. You gotta understand, as a fighter, it's really hard to be in. You can't just be rude like that, Jon Jones. You understand?
So you beat his wife because of that?
No. We all do dumb. You can't, like, no one's perfect. He's a piece. You're a piece. I'm a piece. No one's perfect. You can't just kick a man when he's down. You're a young guy. You gotta use your brain. Understand?
Yeah.
Be more respectful. I know it's like he's a look. He's a but you gotta be more respectful because we're human beings as well. He's a piece but you gotta use your brain.
Okay.
Understand?
Although Jones may be retired for now, Adesanya predicted during a recent appearance on the Ariel Helwani show that the former pound-for-pound king will eventually return to the octagon. UFC updates. Following the UFC 319 pay-per-view card, let's take a look at today's UFC updates, starting with a new addition to the UFC Vegas 108 card on August 2nd. According to AG Fight, Esteban Ribovics and Elvis Brenner are set to collide in a lightweight fight that will see Ribovics look to bounce back from a split decision loss to Nasrat Haqparast in March, which snapped a 3-fight win streak. On the flip side, Brenner will be looking to snap a 2-fight skid that most recently saw him finished by Joel Alvarez last summer on the Sanhagen Nurmagomedov card. The following month, Unazi Dubin and Kennedy Freeman will collide on the UFC Fight Night Paris card on September 6th. The fight will see Dubin look to bounce back from a first-round knockout in her UFC debut back in March, while on the flip side, Freeman will be looking to pick up a big victory in her UFC debut and extend her unbeaten professional record. Last but not least, Mike Perry's Dirty Boxing Championship has announced that Biggie Boy Jairzinho Rozenstruik has officially signed a multi-fight deal with the promotion after his dominant debut last month. UFC fighter reveals sad news on health. Nicholas Mota and Nazim Sadikov walked away from the UFC Fight Night Baku scrap with $100,000 in bonus money each. However, the fight left Mota with a broken jaw. While speaking with MMA Fighting, he reflected on the moment. I think early in round 2, I got hit with a cross and felt that one hurt. I felt my tooth kind of moving. I thought it broke my tooth. After the fight, we always have to go to the hospital for exams after you lose by TKO or KO. And when they did the exam, it showed 2 fractures on my jaw. After undergoing surgery, which involved doctors inserting a titanium plate into his face, Mota received a text message from Rafael dos Anjos, who shared a picture of his own x-ray, revealing that he went on to win the lightweight title after undergoing surgery to insert titanium plates into his own face. Despite the injury, Mota said he's looking at an 8-week recovery for his jaw, and an additional week of recovery once he has his 3 wisdom teeth pulled. After that, it's back to the grind. Merab training with Zhang Weili. Merab was seen training with Zhang Weili, filming teaching her the same submission he used on Sean O'Malley. Check this out.
Сделать ту технику, которую Мераб исполнял профессионально. Мераб учит чемпионку тому приему. Ниндзя-чок, мортал. Все, она обучилась уже.
While we're talking about Zhang Weili, it was revealed last night that she signed with Paradigm Talent Agency. This isn't for MMA, but for movies and commercials. Huge congratulations to Zhang Weili. Conor McGregor facing additional charges. Conor McGregor's court appeal got off to a rocky start on Tuesday when the former champ's legal team withdrew a claim that a couple saw Nikita Hand and her then boyfriend get into an altercation on the night she allegedly was by McGregor. According to the Irish Mirror, the quote bombshell development unfolded moments into the appeals case. McGregor's team is moving forward with 4 other grounds for appeal. However, the point that was expected to be the quote major focus of the hearing has now been withdrawn. One of the other points of contention raised by McGregor's appeal team is the phrasing of the situation on the paper issued to members of the jury. According to Irish reporter Paul Healy, who was in attendance on Tuesday, McGregor's team is arguing that one of Nikita Hand's attorneys prepared a version of the document that specifically mentions while the copy prepared by the judge simply says. Despite that, as Nikita Hand's team argued, both sides ultimately agreed to the final version provided to jurors. On top of that, Hand's legal team argued that the term is an umbrella term. Healy relayed a quote from one of Nikita Hand's attorneys in which he ripped the technicality. It's an insult to the intelligence of the jury to say that they didn't know what the case was about. The attorney was also quoted as saying that he thinks McGregor's team is trying to get him off on a technicality, arguing that the former champ's team thinks they can, quote, waltz in here and think they can walk away from this. This morning, Conor McGregor's lawyer was back in court and found out that he could be facing additional charges along with the witnesses that he brought for testimony. Yesterday, the witnesses bailed last minute, and this confused everyone in court. The couple had sworn affidavits that this was the truth, but their claims were withdrawn by Conor and his legal team, which angered the court. Well, today, the judge wasn't happy and is considering if perjury occurred during this appeal case. They're referring the matter regarding the pulled witnesses over to the Director of Public Prosecution to potentially add on additional charges. Paul Healy, who's been covering the story on X, wrote, "Court has resumed. Judges say they will reserve judgment on the appeal. They'll also leave over the other application in respect of costs." And significantly, they're referring the matter regarding McGregor's pulled witnesses to the Director of Public Prosecutions. Perjury, for those who don't know, is when someone willingly lies while under oath in court. Perjury is a criminal offense in Ireland and can have a maximum sentence of up to 1 year in prison. The victim, Nikita Hand's legal team, immediately requested that Conor and his legal team apologize for putting her through this again. Do you think Conor McGregor's appeal had a flaw that could be exploited, so they pulled the witnesses last minute? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. With all of this happening, it's clear Conor McGregor won't make a UFC return anytime soon. We have a favor to ask. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers on MMA Zone by subscribing and turning on notifications for daily MMA content. Seriously, we rarely miss a day.